Good morning, students. Hope you all are well. So, in this chapter, the five kingdom classification, we have started the structure of the bacteria and we have discussed about the cell wall of the bacteria. Now, let's see what is the difference between the gram positive and gram negative bacteria. So, in gram positive bacteria, the gram stain will be present there, but in gram negative bacteria the gram stain will not present there, or on washing with organic any kind of organic solvents or chemical like acetone or absolute alcohol, it will gone. Okay, in case of gram positive bacteria, the cell wall is single layer, but in case of negative it is two layered. In gram positive bacteria, any kind of pili or fimbriae is not present, but pili or fimbriae is present in case of negative one. Pili or fimbriae means the outer layer, that finger like structure, that the projections from the outer capsule of the bacteria. And in gram positive bacteria, some are very few are pathogen, and but in gram negative bacteria, most of them are germs or pathogens. So let's see what are the examples of this gram positive bacteria. Streptococcus, Bacillus, Clostridium, these are the examples of gram positive bacteria. And gram negative bacteria like Salmonella, Vibrio cholerae, E. coli, Rhizobium, these are some of the gram negative bacteria. Okay, so the next part after cell wall, the next part is the capsule, okay, or the mucilage sheet. So what is it? Let's see. So in many bacteria, a mucilage sheet is present, okay. Outside the cell wall there is an extra sheet, or that is called the capsule. So it is actually the additional protective layer of the bacteria, and the bacteria with capsule means the bacteria who consist this capsule, they are known as the capsulated bacteria, okay. So those bacteria who have capsule, they are known as capsulated bacteria. So the capsules, what is the function of this capsule? So the capsule provides the protection to the bacterial cell from any kind of phage virus and some toxic chemicals, and the action of phagocytes, and helps in attachment. Phagocytes, you know that part of the WBC or the part of our immunity cells which kill the germs, okay. And this capsule also helps to attach with the host cell. Next is the plasma membrane. So the next layer inside the cell wall, that is the plasma membrane. So it is almost same, it is same like the eukaryotic cell, but it contains oxidative or the respiratory enzymes, okay. But in normal eukaryotic cell, we don't have such kind of oxidative or respiratory enzymes. So the bacterial plasma membrane is modified into different structures. Two structures are there, mesosome and desmosome. Okay, see, mesosome and desmosome. So let's see what is this mesosome, okay. In case of Bacillus bacteria, the plasma membrane is invaginated, okay, and the membrane called mesosome, okay. So in some bacteria, the plasma membrane invaginated inside and is called mesosome, and they contain the enzymes of ETS or the electron transport chain and DNA replication enzyme. That means inside this mesosome they have some respiratory enzyme that I have told. So the respiratory enzymes are of the electron transport chain, that is also a part of their respiration, and they also have the DNA replication enzyme, which enzyme helps in DNA replication. They also have that in the part of mesosome. Now what is the function of mesosome? So they help in respiration, secretion and synthesis of different particles in cell wall. They also receive DNA during the reproduction, means that during conjugation, and the distribution of chromosome to the bacterial cells, okay. So that the main function of mesosome is to secrete all the enzymes for respiration and DNA replication, and they also helps in packaging and holding the DNA during the conjugation process, and also distribution of chromosomes, means actually the distribution of DNA after reproduction or after division in the daughter cells. Next is desmosome. So desmosome in Theophylum majus, that is a bacteria, the plasma membrane sinks deep into the cytoplasm. Okay, the plasma membrane sinks deep into the cytoplasm, forming a multi-layered structure, that is desmosome. Next is cytoplasm. So the bacterial cytoplasm contains granules like fat, glycogen, proteins, and one component is there, that is polyhydroxybutyric acid. Polyhydroxybutyric acid and volutin granule. Okay, so these are all some chemical particles that present in the cytoplasm of bacteria. Okay, some photosynthetic bacteria who can help in photosynthesis, or who can do the photosynthesis, they have the bacteriochlorophyll and chlorobium chlorophyll and other photosynthetic pigments like carotenoids. So the pigments and these enzymes are found associated with the internal membrane, which are arranged either present in the tubules or in vesicles and all. So these form the so-called chromatophores. As they have the pigments that help in photosynthesis, they are known as chromatophores. And the endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi body are absent. Okay, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi body are absent, but the cytoplasm contains the ribosome, and the ribosome is 70S type, not 80S. It is not the eukaryotic ribosome, it is the prokaryotic ribosome, that 70S, and these ribosomes are present freely in the cytoplasm to form the polyribosome, means a chain of ribosome. Okay, and each bacterial ribosome we can divide it into two parts, 30S and 50S. Okay, so the ribosomes that can move freely in the cytoplasm, and they can form the polyribosome, and the type of ribosome is 70S. Okay, see here, they can form the polyribosome, type is 70S, and the division is 30S and 50S. Next is the nuclear material. Okay, that means the DNA, RNA, and chromosome and all. So the nuclear material is visible as a light colored region, and that is known as nucleoid. Okay, that means the not the proper nucleus, it is the nucleus like structure. So it is also called the prochromosome, because it is not well developed, the nuclear matter also like same of the prokaryotic cell, so that it is known as prochromosome or gonophore or incipient nucleus. Okay, so what they contain? They contain the molecule of circular DNA duplex. So they have, or the bacterial cells have, circular DNA. Okay, this is supercoiled with the help of RNA and some other non-histone proteins, because you know with the DNA, histone proteins are attached, and that model is called that nucleosome model. So here no such histone proteins are there, some non-histone proteins are also present, and it lies freely in the cytoplasm, as they don't have the nuclear membrane or the proper nuclear pore, they don't have. So nuclear membrane is absent. Okay, so what is the structure of the nuclear material. They are known as the nucleoid, and they are visible as a light colored region. They are known as the prochromosome or gonophore or the incipient cell, and the DNA of the bacteria is circular and duplex, means all double helix, and they are supercoiled with the help of RNA and some of the non-histone proteins, and they don't have the nuclear membrane. Okay, so as you can see in the diagram, the RNA polymerase, that is the enzyme, but the chromosome coil ringed DNA of bacteria. So you can see no such nuclear membrane is present there, and no such proper nucleus, which diagram you have seen in case of eukaryotic cell. That is not the similar one. It is quite different from the eukaryotic cell. It is almost like the prokaryotic cell. Okay, next is plasmid and the episome. Okay, so bacterial cells, they have one extra chromosomal structure. Okay, so the bacterial cells also contain some extra chromosomal hereditary determinants, and they are known as the plasmid. Means they have their own DNA. Instead of their own DNA or the circular duplex, again they have another extra chromosomal structure, and that structure is known as plasmid. So this plasmid was first discovered by Liederberg, and the plasmid replicate independently, okay, of the main chromosome. See the diagram. It is the structure of a bacterial cell. It is a bacterial cell. So you can see here two structures are there. One is the genomic DNA, that means the actual DNA, means which all the cells, all we have this kind of DNA. But the circular one, that is the plasmid DNA, that means it is the extra chromosomal DNA. We don't have such kind of extra chromosomal DNA in our cells, but bacteria, they have this kind of extra chromosomal DNA in their cell. Okay, so in some bacteria, the plasmid contains some important gene-like factors, F factors. Okay, so some factors are there like NIF genes, resistance factor or the R factor, and the cholinogenic factor, that is the COL factor. All these factors are help this bacterial cell to give resistant to different kind of antibiotics, to different kind of phagocyte cells, or it also helps in their adaptive nature. So the first one is the F factor. Okay, so they promote the sexual conjugation. Okay, so this F factor helps in the sexual conjugation. That means that is a part of the reproduction, and the bacterial cells have the factors. F factor, so one is F positive and another is F negative, F plus and F minus. So the F plus are known as the donors, and those are lacking the F factor, means the F minus, they are known as the recipient. That means the the F factor that helps in sexual conjugation. Next is R factors. R factor provide resistance to some particular drugs, and the COL factors, that means they provide bacteria the capacity to secrete colicins, okay, which have the antibiotic functions. Okay, next is the episomes. Okay, so the plasmid which integrate into the main chromosome are called episomes. If the part of the plasmid will be the part of the genetical DNA and they attach together, and after that they do the replication with the help of some of the factors, then the combined DNA or the combined genetic material is known as episomes. Okay, so the next structure, that is the flagella and the pili or fimbi. So the flagella is a thread-like structure, and it is the protoplasmic appendages that is which extend through the cell wall, and the bacteria who have flagella, they are known as the flagellated bacterial cells. So we can divide the part of the flagella into three parts, that is basal granule, hook, and the main filament. Okay, the basal granule lies the inner part of the cell membrane where it can rotate. So what is the structure of the flagella? Okay, so bacterial flagella are the most primitive of all motile part or all motile organs. So this flagellum is composed of a single thin filament or fibril, and that has 9 plus 2 arrangement, means total 11 strands are there, and that have the 9 plus 2 fibrillar arrangement. Okay, so some of them are twisted together and form the rope like structure, and the protein that present in the flagella or help in the formation of flagella, that is known as flagellin. Okay, the protein is flagellin. And next is the pili or fimbriae. So in some gram negative bacteria, not all bacteria they have this pili or fimbriae, but in case of some gram negative bacteria, they possesses some hair like structures or some hair like outgrowths or some very thin finger like outgrowths from the surface, means from the cell wall or from the capsule. So they are composed of some helically arranged subunits, or they have the protein pilin. Flagella have the flagellin protein, and pili or fimbriae they have the pilin protein. Okay, and that's why they are known as pili or fimbriae, and they are help in the attachment. Okay, whenever they are going into the host cell, so with the help of this pili or fimbriae they can attach with the host cell, and during the conjugation or during the reproduction, one or two special pili is formed, that is known as the sex pili, that form the bridge between the male cell and from the female cell, that form a bridge like structure between the male and female cell, and the DNA transferred from the male bacterium along with this pili. Through this pili, the male DNA or the genetic material will transform from this pili.